This is Jack Devine. I had somebody commenting on trying to crack the nut on how to jam over Arcadia, which seemed odd to me because it's largely just a one chord. Oh yeah, hey man. So it seemed quite odd to me because it's largely just a one chord jam. We'll talk about the multi-chord jam at the end, which is probably what gives people the most difficulty. But really, the bulk of the outro section of the song is, over this one chord vamp. It's a C#7. Okay, so over top of that dominant sound, you have a couple of options, but primarily you're thinking about Mixolydian and crossbreeding that with a bluesier third. So if we're looking at taking your Mixolydian out of here, right, you got. This type of section, as well as blending in your flat third into some flat third blues lines. Okay, so if we mix them, primarily what I'm hearing him do. Every now and again I'll hear a little out stuff like this kind of sound over top of it, which is like playing kind of Phrygian dominant over that, but you know. Flavor, but you can do that over top of a dominant jam if you get bored. And then I pretty much was limiting all of what I was talking about. Yeah, thanks, man. Limiting all of that to what's happening right in here. But you can take those ideas and bring them down here, and you'll find some. The sound I'm hearing primarily over top of that, and that's it. There's nothing really to it. You want to think about experimenting maybe with groups. You want to like finding a little. also doing a little bit of this like pull off in the flat 3 to 2 a lot. That can help add a little bit of that. And then there's these ideas of like sequencing. Coming up chromatically through the 2, flat 3 and 3, out of the like more of like that kind of sound. So so that should keep you pretty occupied for, yes, we are good for our lesson. That should basically keep you occupied over that central jam, okay? Then there's the ending jam, so let's talk about that, okay? That one has some more interesting chord changes. And in order to do that part of the song justice, what you really want to do is be looking at a slightly heavier sound for your solos, in my opinion. So let's do for the chords. So this section is over top of C sharp 7 again. Then we're going to head down to an A major chord. Okay. Then we're going to go to an F sharp major chord. E major, A major, and then B major. Okay. So it's going to be a handful to solo over for sure. We're going to have to deal with that, and that's going to be a problem. Let's see about this for a second here. How much gain do I have here? Edit, volume, good. Okay, fine. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. To that sound, and we'll take it from there, and we should be able to find ourselves a nice pattern of ideas. Okay, so Rick, the guitar player from Goose, is an absolute monster player. He's in a different league from most, I'd say 99% of players that are out there because of a few things. He obviously has a backbone of good ear training. I don't know what his background is, but he has got a really developed ear, and he's also developed a lot of cool ideas in terms of his chops. But what he doesn't do is end up sounding like a super studied school student of the guitar. He's perfectly comfortable finding his way through some rough patches and odd choices, and playing with a lot of tension and creating some sour notes to get to sweet things. He looks around. He's not just playing lines that he has canned together. So that's pretty bold and amazing, considering his age, how beautiful his like soul is. Seems very, very connected to great things. So let's check out this. Okay, we're looking at the C sharp 7 sound again. What kind of A are we looking at? Are we looking at an A major? Yeah, but what kind of A major? Are we talking about A mixed Lydian? That's a major. Are we talking about Lydian? Are we talking about Ionian? It's Lydian. We're talking about this note being in there. So then F sharp mixo. flat 7, so Mixolydian, okay? 1, crazy song to get the solo over. It's very rare that I get to crank up like that. Let's deal with that level though. It's a little hotsy-totsy relative to the gear. All right, so the idea, oh, hey, here's, yeah, he's in that flow. I don't know about that, but having fun with it, right? The idea is you can't possibly rehearse. Oh yeah, that's Third Stone from the Sun. So that's the Jimi Hendrix quote. So the idea is you can't possibly expect anyone to rehearse and like remember that much information. Okay, but what we got to do is have ideas. No worries, Patrick. So the idea is that we have to think about what do we play over top of dominant chords, and then play those ideas over top of C sharp dominant sound. Okay, then that A Lydian, that's the tricky bit. That is key to get that first change to sound good. So really what's happening is we're working C sharp to then over top of that A chord. Okay, then we've got the F sharp. We got to hit that B flat, and then any note that we would think connecting the C sharp to this E, we don't ever hit that note over top of the F sharp. We're always then E major. Okay, then A major. Again with that Lydian sound, and then B. And then that's kind of a B dominant sound. And then we're back to starting at playing up that. that we're looking at. So 3, 4. Oh no, what did I do? I hit the wrong button on the loopa. Uh-oh, I killed it. Boo-boo. Boo-boo on me. All right, so it was the delay needed a little bit. I remember this sound needing just a little bit more delay to keep up with Rick's thing, man. He's a delay fiend, man. Woo! It sounds really cool when he kicks it in, though. There it is. That's a lot of goo. All right, so if we go back to that loop, C#7. Attention. I've heard that term before. Anyway, it's weird when you're in that zone, but yes, a little bit. You do actually get a bit push to your limit. You can see I'm bulging neck. No, the truth is, man, that tune has some ambitious ideas. So you've got to pull them out, pull out the stops. One easy thing you can do to simplify, though, is to realize that that A-Lydian sound, if that bothers you and you don't know what A-Lydian is, it's E major. So you could look at just riffing, just thinking E major over top of that second chord change. So question. I didn't see what that question was. I looked up it and I saw Jack saved this question for something. What did that say? I'm happy to stop talking about Arcadia's outro jam. That's pretty much all there is to say about it, is that it's a hell of a piece of music, and you'll note that the bulk of the outro, so the idea is that the bulk of the outro is that C. I like the picking exercise suggestions last time. Any tips as improving vibrato for an intermediate player? Yeah, so the chords are C7 to A. Yeah, for sure. So the chords are C7, C#7, A7. A. So it's A with that Lydian sound. So you don't have to play the sharp 4. But when you're soloing, don't do D, play D sharps, okay? This note's a stinker, that note's killer. Okay, about it like playing, you're going to play C sharp dominant. So over top of the A Lydian sound, you could think C sharp minor. C sharp minor, okay, which is E major, which is A Lydian, right? All three of those are the same, they're enharmonic spellings of each other, the same 7 notes. So if you use any of those over the second chord, any ideas that you know as being C sharp minor, E major, or A Lydian, you're going to be in the money. The real trick is after you play that idea, come and hit a B flat note, which up until that point would have been here out of your initial setting. In your mind, you'd be thinking that would have been included in. So over top of this first chord, you're going to hit. Come back again. That's the third of the F sharp that comes the third chord, okay? So if we get enough sauce and so we're looking for that, could I say the chords again, please? No problem. C sharp with the flat 7. Okay, so it's like a C sharp dominant to A major. When you play over that A major chord, make sure you include the sharp 4, not the natural 4th. Okay, so that's going to be then after the A, we're going to come to F sharp major, E major, A major again, and then B major, and then back to our that 7. Into EHY not Lydian, question mark, what that means. I'm not quite sure what's up there. So let's get off of this sound for a second here, ditch that loop, and then we can go on. I think I've got a 1 o'clock starting here, so let's see what's going on here. B major, F sharp major, B major, yep, E. So yeah, you don't want to play E Lydian over top of that E major. I actually just play a straight E major. So maybe it is E Lydian. I never feel. You know what? I don't quote me on that. I have no idea what kind of E major chord that is actually. It does stand to reason that would be E major because we're coming out of that F sharp. So I would think it's that. Well, but Patrick, when you don't know, when in doubt, don't commit to the bad boo-boo. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out right now if that is a hold tone over top of the E chord. Okay, let's do it again. Oh shit. I killed the loop. All right, you know what? I'm lazy. I'm not gonna know. You can figure that out. That's your assignment, okay, Patrick? So, a lot of gain, but it's kind of necessary if you wanna dominate a little bit. You know, that other jam is pretty chill though, for sure. That whole like. That whole. That whole vibe is really nice. That super spacey thing that he does is great. Rick is, whew, man, definitely can light a fire under a. So I'm kind of jaded. I kind of feel like, I've got my shit together, and then I watch him play. I'm like, damn, he's so young and he's so great. You know, it's like very humbling to see somebody so skilled. It makes me realize why I'm not like playing that throngs of folks, man. He's killer player. I really have to give it to him for not only being educated and capable, but really dialed in emotionally to the moment. I really am impressed with his ability to take it higher and find that extra gear that happens only when you're being pushed by your compatriots on the stage. So hats off to him. Not that he needs any encouragement or kudos from me. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Rick from Goose, my new hero. So anyway, you got to check him out, man. Alex, if you haven't been checking out the Goose stuff, it's kind of like if Robin Ford and Trey Anastasio had a baby. That's kind of where I see his playing. Except he's young. He's young. And that's what's terrifying, is that I'm going to get to hear him till the day I die. And so some of you guys probably don't see the 335 as a guitar that can really handle high gain very well. Honestly, I'm not sure what it says. Get to see him with Trey yet in early November. Only know a bit about their stuff. I think, Christopher, you're going to really enjoy yourself. I personally think, and I like Trey Anastasio's playing quite a bit. I think that Trey is, obviously he's an elder statesman in the game now, and he's obviously got wisdom. But what the fire that this kid has got, he's not a kid either. I'm sure he's in his 30s or whatever, but still, to an old fart like me, really impressive. Here's the trick. If you can, get a humbucking guitar, get both pickups going, okay? And set the bridge pickup to be kind of bright and snarky. Then mix in the neck pickup, which is, I rolled down to about 5 or 6, and then both tone controls are rolled down quite a bit. You blend them together and you get like a thickness, kind of like a wood, almost a muted sound. A little bit of the drive and snark. Sorry, wrong key. Of the bridge pickup, but the neck pickup kind of makes it a little creamier. Anyway, that's the sound of the Marshall profile on the Kemper. It's pretty nice. I definitely like that a lot. Most of the time, you guys are hearing me, I'm playing through something more like this, you know. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, let's see if my 1 o'clock is happening at 1 or at 2. If it's at 2, I'll stay on. All right, so the thing I wanted to talk about today, actually, before I decided to commandeer my own lesson with the Goose tutorial, is this shape right here. All right, and some of you may have seen my lesson regarding this matter. If you haven't, then so be it. Here's your opportunity to learn a little something. Major third of an E chord, fifth of an E chord, flat 7 within the E. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up a little drone of an E7 chord. No, that's too bad. Let's just do Okay, so we've got a 3rd, the 5th, and the flat 7. Sorry, I've got till 2 o'clock now. It turns out my 1 o'clock is going to be late. So anyway, so I've got that. Now the cool thing is this little shape, all right, is a rootless E arpeggio. Okay, use that all the time in these kind of settings. So that's that sound of the E7 arpeggio. Kind of coming out of an E chord. Okay, now watch this. This is the best part about this. We're going to take this same distance between the E string and the G string and bring it back 1 fret. And all we're going to do is put the middle finger back 1 fret. And you'll note that now what was our E7 arpeggio has very gracefully turned into an A7 arpeggio, flat 7, root, and 3rd. D7 arpeggio, G7 arpeggio, E7 arpeggio, A7 arpeggio, D7 arpeggio, G7 arpeggio. So when you get those kind of American songbook, you know, tunes like Sweet Georgia Brown, that kind of thing. Let's get this. Shit, I fucked that up. Pardon me. So it would be E7 to A7, D7 to G7. This kind of groove definitely can pose problems for people because these are non-diatonic things. Kind of back cycling through. Okay, but when you have this little shape under your hand, what happens? You end up seeing to see these arpeggios in that descending along the G string line. E, A, D, G. E, A, D, G. And then we're basically here. All right, so explained or less rushed representation of that under my playlist of licks, tips, and tricks and stuff like that. Just saying hello, saw you were live. Hey Eric, how's it going, brother? So somebody asked if you had 5 or 6 hours. Was that a week or a day to practice? Because if you're talking about filling up 5 hours a day, I cannot possibly help you out. If you're talking about thinking about upping your game with 1 hour a day effectively, which seems like a reasonable ask from most people who are serious about this hobby or profession, you know, I would say you'd be silly if you didn't think about it this way. As far as I'm concerned, if the metronome isn't on, you're not practicing, you're playing, okay? And that's hard for a lot of people to understand, but the real issue with 99% of the students a day, 5 or 6 hours a day, 5 or 6 hours a day, okay. But so what would I do if I had 5 or 6 hours a day? Jesus, gosh, what are you, like, you 16? That's less than I probably had that much time a day. Oh my God. Well, look, I would say, look, you could really do a hell of a lot worse than running through your modes and figuring them out from both some learning how to do scales in 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, and 7s. So that means, like, if you're coming up through, let's say, your D major scales, okay, and you're going, right? Then that would be going 1 note at a time. If you wanted to, you could be going. So that would be. Sorry, I'm getting lost here. It'd be D. That's a 4. So that would be. There it is. And then. Yep, and then. Right? So using your ear like that, can't find the chords listed, but I'm right about the Lydian. I'm not sure what you're saying. I lost the comment there. So I would go through my modes again. If I had more time, I would sit down and actually learn how to do all of the modes in one static place, you know, learning how to go. Yep, and then so on and forth through the other, you know, scale degrees, all in one place, and then learning how to do them like. Playing them in triads. Okay, then play them in 4s, you know. You know, then doing 5s. Then up again. Maybe, you know, 5. 5 is about as. You could start doing little things like little extra where you'd be going. Why am I thinking of it as A Lydian? Because it's over the A. Why did I come to the conclusion that it was A Lydian? It's because playing D major over top of the chord sounds like shit. That's how I came. I wandered in, you know, unaware and played at A and came barreling up the. Sorry, buddy, I can't keep track of the. I can't always be looking at the thing. Cool, I'm glad you understand. So the idea is I was playing C sharp 7. And I realized there was an A chord, and I went, okay. Kept it safe and played the triads, and then I tried to flesh out the next time through the progression. And that note sounded really good, and that's the sharp 4 of A. But when I went, that sounded like ass over top of it. I was like, that D natural does not work. So I just very quickly deduced, rightly so, that that is the right sound. Okay. Because it's an A major chord, it just has that sharp 4, that's all. Why does that have to happen? I don't know, but it's just the theory of music dictates that it certainly sounds much better when you play. That doesn't seem connected to that, especially when you hear this chord next. It's definitely not C sharp Dorian. Oh, you're saying, yeah. No, it wouldn't be C sharp Dorian. It would be straight C sharp minor. Because it's A. So that would make Aeolian. Okay, so look for C sharp minor, not C sharp Dorian, but C sharp minor, like, so it would be Aeolian. Or E major, or A Lydian, or B mixolydian, like any of those. Those are all the same idea. Those are all the same notes, but A Lydian would be the actual thing because it's over an A chord. But if you have like a stockpile of E major licks, those will work. Okay. Word B had me tripping. Yeah. So B F sharp major. So that E F sharp definitely is. It does make sense that it would kind of stay in the same mode there. So once we go from that. Okay, but the real cool sound is that after that B. Oh, sorry, it would be if we do the B. Look at the fifth of the B. Back into that major third of the C sharp 7 sound. So what you want to do is maybe set down like a jam where you're dealing with just like a nice C sharp 7 sound, and learning how to be emotive over top of that. So. That was an ugly loop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Playing with that sound for a while, you learn how to do that nice sound of the mode commingled with a little blues. So that sound of, sorry, that energy, right? That's really nice. And then we commingle. C7, C sharp 7, that dominant 7. Very, very cool tone, okay? Okay, little old me, I jammed there. Sorry, guys. So I hope everybody's having time with these office hours. When I'm down here and doing my work and somebody bails on me, I figure, what the hell? It's easy enough to just fire up the and teach via super remote. I know. So I'm not sure anybody has any questions, but what I would do if I have 5 hours a day to play, oh my God, I would probably work on a lot of transcription. I would definitely get my alternate picking together. That's probably the greatest thing. Is if once you can get your alternate picking speed to be like 150 BPM, 16th notes, 3 notes per string across the bar. That's probably, at that point you get your Superman badge for sure. That's crazy. So 150, 16th notes, 3 notes per string. So that's like that. If I could sit down and play that exercise every day for 5 hours for 6 months just to get my picking chops together, I might actually do it. There's part of me that always wished I could do the Al Di Meola thing where it's just like, but it just hasn't happened for me. I've tried so hard, and the truth is I don't know if I have the available time because, I'm busy teaching. I got 2 kids and a wife and a house that I need to maintain, and not only that, I just like doing other stuff. But that would be great. How old are you that you have 5 hours a day to play? And that's just a great thing to have. You know what else is a great sound? If you're interested in that C sharp 7 Mixolydian sound, go check out some Frampton Comes Alive. That is another sound that I hear in that Goose guy's sound. It has that Frampton thing happening. And I don't think he's necessarily influenced by Peter Frampton, but those ideas. What do you guys think of this sound here? Does that sound too nasal? There's something about it that I kind of been digging lately, but it's got a little cut to it to get through something, but it's not as harsh as. But I do like the overdrive characteristic. That's kind of a. The tone does, or the playing, because man, speaking of eyes, man, I took your meaning there, Patrick. I was working on some of the changes on the 74, like 1019 74, that jam with all the that whole, what is it? That whole, whatever that little thing is, I'm not sure what it is, where they have got that and that, all the, the different changes and stuff like that, where you come out of that E7, that E major sound there's just one note change if that's what you mean. If you're talking about the actual distance, theoretically, I think it's a different sound, changing from this dominant sound to this. That's a different sound, you know, but. That's kind of the way I worked out a lot of this stuff, is sit down and just try to figure out, am I making the changes nicely? Does it sound good? Too often I'll find myself going like over the A chord, go A. It should be that you learn to think about it slightly, you know, more fluidly. Like think about the third chord rather than the root of the chord, right? So over time, the A chord, playing that tune, right? We would go. Then A would be B. That's kind of a slick way to deal with that A Lydian sound. So you do the root, third, sharp 5 slide. Same thing. Okay. Whoa! Nice little way to get some speed over that A Lydian chord. Look for opportunities like that. That's some low-hanging fruit. Then the F sharp. Oh shit! Okay, what just happened there was kind of the idea. Okay, we went into that A Lydian sound in the Arcadia jam. Okay, and then I just copied that same motif. And then targeted the B flat of the F sharp chord I was about to play into, right? Something like that. this, and then the hard work comes. You put down that loop and you figure out whether or not the ideas that you thought you were coming up with were any good against the stuff. All right, I'm gonna jump here, go take care of some business upstairs, maybe have a little snack before my what I thought was gonna be my 1 o'clock, but turned into my 2 o'clock lesson shows up, and then sorry about bailing, but let's see what we got here. So take care of yourselves, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. Cheers.